We ran polls, collected feedback, and felt confident about our decision. And later we realized something uncomfortable. The most important part of our audience never said a word. If you're building anything today, whether it's a product or a brand, you've probably heard the same advice over and over again. It's unquestionable. Listen to your audience. It sounds smart and responsible, so that's what we did at Nordic Dudes. We asked questions, sent emails, and let feedback guide our decisions instead of guessing. And just to be clear who we're talking about here, our audience is not marketers and power users. It's guys with big legs, thick thighs, athletic builds, and dudes who chafe and just want swim shorts that doesn't burn their thighs. At first it felt good. People opened the emails, some replied, and we had tangible feedback. But something felt off. Here's the part that took us a while to admit. The more feedback we collected, the more confident we felt that we were doing the right thing, but the harder it became to decide what to do next. Momentum slowed. We weren't stuck because we lacked answers. We were stuck because answers pulled us in all different kinds of directions. That's when it clicked for us. The problem wasn't the audience we were building for, it was how we were listening to them. Most brands rely on the quiet assumption that if someone took the time to respond to them, their opinions matter more. A reply or a comment feels meaningful because effort was invested. Meanwhile, most people stay silent, and that silence is treated as neutral. The thing is, responding isn't free. Someone has to notice your message, care enough to engage, and decide whether it's worth their time or not. That friction filters out people. So the usual responder is usually the one who is willing to engage more than the average person. That doesn't make them wrong. It just means that maybe they're not a representative of the average big-legged guy who just chafes and wants swim shorts that doesn't kill his thighs. We weren't listening to our audience, we were listening to a small but loud subset of them, and the majority said nothing, and we treated that silence as nothing. Silence isn't neutrality, silence is friction. So when someone doesn't respond, it usually means that something got in the way, like confusion, bad timing, or the wrong framing, or whatever it may be. But that is really valuable information if you're willing to look for it. Here's a concrete example from Nordic Dudes to explain this. We have an email list with about 350 subscribers, and we sent 2 emails asking for input. Both emails got about an average open rate of about 30%, which showed us that the subject line was relatively good. But we only got 1% response rate, which means that something happened in between. This is where most brands stop and just think, okay, 1% responded, we'll just make our decisions based off of that 1%. And that feels maybe logical, but it's also incomplete. If people opened the email, they were interested, but if people didn't vote or respond, something got in the way. And that usually matters more than the actual votes or responses. That usually means that your message created some form of friction, and the real insight is in the gap between the open rate and the click rate or the response rate. Opinions feel solid because they're written down and easy to point to, but opinions are cheap. Behavior is expensive, so clicking costs curiosity and buying costs trust. And early brands usually decide at the top of the ladder where the signal is the weakest. The silent majority filter is not about ignoring feedback, but weighing it correctly. Step 1, separate words from action. So separate what people actually say from what they actually do. Polls show preferences, behaviors reveal priorities. Look at who opened but didn't click, clicked but didn't sign up, and signed up but didn't buy. And as I said, those gaps usually matter more than the answers themselves. Step 2, track the drop-off rate, not just the responses. 3 numbers matter: who saw it, who interacted, and who responded. And usually most brands obsess about the last one. But the real insight is in the drop-off, because that's where the hesitation and the friction lies. And step 3, design for low friction signals. When feedback is weak, the problem usually isn't the people, it's usually that the signal is too expensive or costs too much. Lower the cost, use links instead of replies, use A/B tests instead of essays, and watch what people do. If open rate is high but clicks are low, that means that interest is high website, but commitment is low. And that is valuable feedback. Your job here isn't to ask people more questions and interrogate them. Your goal instead is to lower friction so you make it as easy as possible for your target audience to tell you what it is that they actually want. So in our case, that means don't ship swim shorts that look great on paper, but then create massive chafing problems for guys with big legs. Step 4, match confidence to decision cost. Not all decisions deserve the same certainty. Low-cost decisions can move fast, and high-cost decisions like manufacturing, positioning, inventory need a little bit more thinking before you can make a decision. The rule is simple. The bigger the financial downside of a decision is, the more time you should take to make sure that you have looked at all possible options and make the best possible decision with the information that you have at the time. The goal isn't to ignore our audience, it's to listen correctly, and the quiet part usually holds the most important information. So if you want better products, don't ask more questions, instead lower friction so you make it easier for your audience to give you what it is that you need in order to make a better product. And that is the difficult part, because even at Nordic Dudes, we struggle with this. But we know what the problem is and how to think about it. That means that we can test and experiment accordingly and then make small improvements based on that information. And that will eventually result in us providing the best possible product for our customers if we keep doing it and keep improving. And that's how we're building Nordic Dudes. If this was helpful, please subscribe. And if you want to see the mistake that led to us learning all of this, you can find the link to that video right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.